Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today we have a wee bit of news to talk about because it looks as though Celtic are finally set to cash in on their Jeremy Frimpong millions. A move for him is in the offing, and if you have to believe reports, it looks as though it's almost done. And we also have to talk about tomorrow night's game against Aberdeen, because in today's press conference we've got some news which has ruled Maeda out for the game tomorrow night. So bear with me, we're going to try and cover all of that today. And we're coming to the end now. This is it. The last few days, the penultimate game of the season. It's here. If you haven't already, please make sure to hit like and subscribe. It would be much appreciated. We are trying our hardest to get to 50,000 subs before that cup final. Let's see how close we can get. Go down below, hit both of those buttons. Let's start off today with the news about Jeremy Frimpong and his potential move to Liverpool, which means Celtic could be in for a wee bit of a cash bonus this summer ahead of what should be a busy summer transfer window. Now, it's been a while since Jeremy Frimpong left Celtic. It feels like an eternity ago, quite frankly, since we last seen him don the green and white hoops. And ever since he left, he's went on to make a name for himself as one of Europe's best fullbacks, with Bayer Leverkusen becoming a Bundesliga champion, a DFB Pokal winner, and a Europa League finalist under Xabi Alonso. He has been watched by so many big clubs, and window after window, it feels like we keep hearing the same reports that Celtic are set to win millions from the sell-on clause they had in his contract. Well, it looks as though that's finally about to happen. That's right, after months, if not years of speculation, it looks as though his transfer is finally coming, which could see Celtic bank as much as £7 million. So these were the sorts of headlines that were coming out this morning. This was Fabrizio Romano specifically, who said that Liverpool are advancing in talks to sign Jeremy Frimpong after contact was reported last week. The understanding is that Liverpool have approached Bayer Leverkusen to discuss a €35 million release clause structure, and the talks are also underway on the players' side, with Frimpong keen on joining Liverpool. So that was the sorts of headlines we were seeing. This was backed up across multiple different outlets, both here in Scotland, England, and of course over in Germany as well, because by a Leverkusen player. So it all seems very natural a time for it to happen. Xabi Alonso leaving to go to Real Madrid. It finally looks as though the move is happening for the player, and Liverpool seems to be the place. In fact, Kicker, a German publication, sports publication, has reported that the move is on the verge of happening. We should hear about it very, very soon. So the biggest concern for Celtic fans is how much money exactly are we making from this transfer? How much will be in the Celtic bank balance to top up our transfer kitty this summer? That's really what people care about the most. And this is where the problems begin, because if you look across different publications and journalists, a different number is being reported everywhere. Of course, Fabrizio Romano, who we looked at a moment ago, is reporting that it's a €35 million release clause. The Daily Record are saying that it's a €36 million release clause, which is more in the region of €40 million. If you go and look at the Glasgow Times, they're also going forward with the €40 million clause as well. This could really be anywhere in the region of 30 to 40 million, this transfer, which of course does affect how much Celtic will see off the back of this. So I'm going to work in the understanding, I'm going to go in a middle ground here, that we're looking at a £35 million move. How much would Celtic make from that? So Celtic are set to make 30%, not of the total transfer fee, but only of the profit made by Bayer Leverkusen, which means that the £11.5 million that we sold him for in 2021 must be deducted from the total they end up selling him for. So Celtic look as though they're set to make anything in the region of £5 to £7 million, depending on what you believe and what the transfer figure might be. It could be anything in the region to £5 to £7 million. As I said, we'll work in that middle ground and say around £6 million for now. It's still another £6 million in the bank of Celtic, no matter what end of the transfer fee this transfer will end up being. It's still an extra 5, 6, 7 million quid for Celtic, which I'm sure we can't be annoyed by that. Let's just put it that way. So with this extra money heading to the Celtic bank balance, it's all about using it wisely. We know that there's a big summer coming up. We could be losing some big hitters. We spoke about that yesterday on the channel. Dyson Maeda, Rio Hatate, they're being touted with moves away from the club. So Celtic need all the money they can get to make sure we replace players. And even take replacing to the side for a moment, just to add players. You know, we don't need to think about replacing at the minute. We just need to think about adding. So I want the Celtic board to be backing Brendan Rodgers, to be spending every penny we possibly can. This is bonus money. This is money the club never really should have had anyway. Every single penny of it should be going to investing in this Celtic squad. Ultimately, at the end of the day, I don't see any of this money. So it doesn't bother me that Celtic are getting another 5, 6, 7 million pounds, because I'm not going to see a penny of it. But what I do want to see is quality. Bang for my buck for paying 800 quid for a season book. Sorry, 600 quid for a season book. That's what I want. So thanks very much, Celtic. Get the job done. And congratulations to Jeremy Frimpong. Not a Liverpool man, as you know, but a huge move for him. A very good player. And aye, good luck to him. So let's talk about tomorrow night then, shall we? Because Celtic have got some injury news regarding our game at Pittodrie tomorrow. First of all, here's the league table heading to Pittodrie tomorrow night. Celtic still top by 17 points. They want to try and extend that gap if possible, but of course, some results are out with our control. Aberdeen sit 4th, still chasing that 3rd spot. So it's a huge game for Aberdeen tomorrow, similar to how we spoke about the Hibs game at the weekend. They need to really go for it. They need to try and push if they want that 3rd place. 3rd place is a huge bonus in terms of European football, in terms of the financial benefit. It might not seem huge, but trust me, it is for these clubs. So Aberdeen certainly need to go for it tomorrow night. They've got a Celtic side who are struggling with a few injury problems, so I reckon they'll make a good go of it. We should probably discuss those injury problems, in fact, because Dyson Maeda is out tomorrow night. Brendan Rodgers confirmed at his press conference this afternoon he's suffering from a small injury that will keep him out tomorrow as he sees treatment. This was his exact words on the matter, saying, like I said last week, Cameron Carter-Vickers would miss the game, but hopefully he'll be okay for the weekend. Alistair Johnston is back, but Dyson is recovering. He came in this morning with a little niggle, but he trained. We are keeping him here to give him some treatment and to make sure he's okay for the weekend and the following week. There is no need to take any risk with him, but apart from that, the same squad. What do you mean there's no need to take a risk? There's a golden boot to be won here, Brendan. No, in all seriousness, he's spot on. There's no point in risking him. There's no point in potentially him missing a Scottish Cup final because we threw him out needlessly. It's annoying, it's frustrating. We want Dyson to be playing every game, but we've won the league. We don't really need to worry too much about this game tomorrow night. I would give him the night off. I think it's the smart thing to do. But hopefully he makes up for it at the weekend if he plays to try and win that golden boot. Of course, I think he's head-to-head with Simon Murray of Dundee at the minute, so I would love to see him win it, but he will be out tomorrow night. Nothing major, just slight treatment needed. Better to be safe than sorry. Alistair Johnston will return to the Celtic squad in some capacity by the sounds of things. Whether that's to start or not, we wait and see. But Cameron Carter-Vickers still out as well as we try and get him back for the weekend's game. Will we rest him to the final? Maybe. But maybe some minutes in the legs would be wise on Saturday. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Shall we look at my squad, or starting 11 prediction, I should say, for tomorrow night then? So I've gone with this, similar to what we said at the weekend, but a couple of changes. I've kept the back four the exact same. I don't think we'll see any change there. Kasper Schmeichel in goals once again as well. I've made a change in the midfield. I've not dropped Engels through any negatives or for any other reason other than I think Bernardo is due a wee start before the end of the season. Thought he's looked good, looked sharp coming off the bench the last couple of games, the Derby, Hibs. I would like to see him get a start, and I've just went for him over Engels in this situation. I don't necessarily think that will happen tomorrow. I just would like to see Bernardo given a start, so I've gone with a midfield three of him, McGregor and Hatate. And then the front three, without Maeda, I think that means Forrest will end up starting on the left tomorrow night. Ida and Kuhn will surely stay in the team. Originally, I had Forrest, Ida and Maeda for tomorrow, but I've obviously had to change it up a wee bit with the news about Maeda. So I think this is a team that we could see. If anything was to change here, it'd probably be Engels coming in for whoever. But yeah, this is the team I'm going with for tomorrow. And that does it then. Thank you for joining me on this roasting hot Tuesday afternoon. I'm sweating. I don't know if you can see it, but I am absolutely sweating. So I'm going to wrap things up, get this edited so I can get out of this hot box of an attic. Thank you for watching. Please make sure to show your support down below, and I'll see you all next time.